Does Crunchyroll hate ReZero? Is it sabotaging the promotion of the series? And does it matter at all? Today I'm going to attempt to answer these questions in the most fair and unbiased way that I possibly can. The newest trailer that came out for ReZero Season 4, which came out roughly 2 weeks ago, has still not been uploaded by Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll only has the oldest trailer that came out 6 months ago. And if you recall, even in my reaction to the ReZero trailer, I had to look up a fan translation because at the time this trailer didn't have English translations yet. Now it does, thankfully. But it's quite a ridiculous situation in which I'm paying for a streaming service and I have to go look at a, let's say, pirate version of a trailer for a series that is on the streaming service that I'm paying for. This just seems incredibly convoluted and not super well thought out by Crunchyroll. If you look at the Crunchyroll YouTube channel, they are mostly just a clip farming channel, if I'm being totally honest with you, but occasionally they do post trailers and stuff. If you search for trailer, I can spell, if you search for trailer you see we have 2 trailers here, so they occasionally do post trailers for anime, so it's not an excuse that Crunchyroll doesn't really do that, because they do that, and 6 months ago they did post a trailer, so why aren't they posting this newest one? This raised somewhat of a Twitter movement in which people are just doing hashtag post the trailer, and we have fans just constantly harassing Crunchyroll to post the trailer, and they're just spamming it everywhere, even in posts which are super hilarious like this Jujutsu Kaisen one. Jujutsu Kaisen is one of their most popular series, and yet the ReZero fanbase is still here, in the trenches of the comment section. Address me, post the trailer, and even for such a popular series like JJK, it is still getting dwarfed by the ReZero fandom, which in a way is super nice to see. And then we have ReZero EN, which is supposed to be the official ReZero English account, and yet I don't really see what the point of this is. It is an account controlled by Crunchyroll, it follows a bunch of their accounts and it retweets a bunch of their stuff, but it hasn't posted anything since December of last year, and it mostly posts 1 time per month, and it's just engagement bait. It's usually a post with one of the beauties of ReZero, and it's just, I don't really see, it's just screenshots. It occasionally retweets one of the trailers like it did 6 months ago, but I don't really see the point of this, because if you want news or promotional material for ReZero, or if you want to keep up with what's happening in the novels, in the anime, this account just does a terrible job at it. And the thing is, I think it's an engagement bait account, but at the same time it doesn't really seem to have the check mark, it doesn't seem to be monetized, so it's just engagement baiting for the love of the game once per month. It's all so bizarre. Now, this becomes even stranger when you realize, okay, maybe Crunchyroll hasn't cared much about the trailer, maybe to them ReZero is just another anime in the streaming catalog, they don't care much about it. But they should, because Kadokawa owns the rights for ReZero, and Sony owns a big stake in Kadokawa, which in turn Sony also owns Crunchyroll, so this is what you call a corporate synergy. You have 2 companies which are boosting each other, and when one goes up in revenue and attention, so does the other one. There should be a direct logical and financial incentive for Crunchyroll to promote Kadokawa's works, and yet that doesn't seem to be happening with ReZero, and the main question is why? Is this just sheer incompetence, or is there some sort of conspiracy at play here? The other day I also discovered this totally by accident, where in the Crunchyroll avatar selection you have your default avatars, and then you have avatars for specific series that are either very popular, and so Crunchyroll deems it to be a flagship show of the platform, or series that perhaps Crunchyroll has some sort of stake in, like for example Kadokawa series. And then we scroll downwards and we see that, to the surprise of absolutely no one, ReZero is here. So ReZero is being sort of almost promoted as a flagship show, and yet Crunchyroll doesn't seem to want to really promote it. It just does the bare minimum, which makes the situation even more strange. Then we have other weird situations like the Crunchyroll Awards, for example, which always seem to just neglect ReZero for no reason at all. Once again, this is a popularity vote, so for example, it doesn't surprise me at all that the unwashed masses overwhelmingly vote for something that is more unga bunga and more shallow in its writing, like Solo Leveling. It just appeals to a wider audience of people. That's totally understandable, but for ReZero to not even be nominated, that felt strange because it has such a dedicated fanbase. And other categories where ReZero seemed like it would win, for example, it did win Isekai of the Year, which in my opinion, this was relatively a layup for ReZero. Mushoku Tensei was its main rival, and Mushoku Tensei is very unpalatable to a lot of people, and besides that, Konosuba fell off in popularity. Shangri-La is not an isekai. It is literally not an isekai. Crunchyroll, stop. Handle your own categories. Sorry, mild crash out. Suicide Squad was also terrible, and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 3 was not good, let's put it that way. And it just seemed to get shafted in other categories, like Best Drama, it's not even nominated. Frieren won, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what Best Drama means. I don't think Frieren is a drama. Best Main Character, Subaru is one of the most beloved main characters of all time. It wasn't even nominated. Best Supporting Characters, once again, ReZero has one of the best supporting casts of all time. It wasn't even nominated. And then we have no openings, no endings. The ending sequence, to me, Nox Lux was by far the best ending of 2024. With such a huge margin between it and second place, it's not even funny. And for it to not even be nominated, once again, very strange. No voice acting, which once again, yes, this was only the first cour of ReZero, but still, the voice acting in ReZero is masterful. And for it to once again not even be nominated is just very strange. The only promotion for the latest ReZero Season 4 trailer that Crunchyroll did was this article on January 17th in their website, and maybe this article is the best piece of writing ever produced by humankind, and maybe it is, but we still have to keep in mind that even though I don't know the metrics for sure, I am guessing that an article on their website has much lower reach than a post on YouTube or even a post on Twitter. And this is the main concern, is that not enough people are even aware that a ReZero Season 4 is coming out. And we've seen many posts from people being surprised like, wait, ReZero Season 4 is coming out? Yes, it is coming out this April, and very few people seem to know about it. So is this incompetence or is it just malice? Is there somebody higher up in Crunchyroll that hates ReZero and wants to hinder it as much as possible? I am invoking Occam's razor for this. Occam's razor? I don't know how to pronounce it. Either way, you guys know what it is. In which the simplest solution is often the answer. I think they're just dumb. They're just dumb, and you would be surprised at how understaffed and underpaid some of these big corporations are. I don't think there is a big media push behind this. I don't think there is much thought behind this at all. I think that most of their social media is likely handled by some bro in Bangladesh earning a salary that is below the poverty line in the United States of America, and I just think that I don't think anyone is hiding the files. They have the files in their computer, but they're not posting them because they hate ReZero. No, I think there are no files. I think they just forgot and they're dumb, and I think that's the most likely answer. And now the question becomes, why should I care? Why does it matter that Crunchyroll cannot seem to do the job they are paid to do? Why does this affect me? And the thing is, the ReZero fan base is constantly fighting. Every single month there's a new discussion, either because of a new chapter or this whole Crunchyroll debacle, or just rehashing the same conversations of Ram versus Amelia. But the thing is, the ReZero fanbase is incredibly neurotic and anxious and pessimistic by nature, because people that fall in love with ReZero, generally speaking, connect intimately and can deeply relate to the main character Subaru, so you are already pre-selecting for a certain type of person. So having said all this, I do think that the fanbase is justified, because once again, I'm part of the ReZero fanbase. I never said I wasn't this way as well. I am very pessimistic in the sense that I think there is a lot that is relying on Season 4 to do well, and if Season 4 does not do well, it may mean the end of the series. ReZero Season 4 is going to adapt Arc 6 of the story, which is beloved by fans and is to many their favorite story arc, so there are a lot of expectations for this new season, and yet I'm not worried about Season 4, I'm much more worried about what comes next. After Arc 6 comes Wallachia, which is a huge saga comprised of 2 story arcs, one of which is Arc 7, which has 8 volumes. Just for reference, that is bigger than any other story arc before it. The entirety of Season 1 adapted 9 volumes, and Arc 7 by itself has 8. So it's a huge arc, and then we have 5 more for Arc 8, and the entirety of Wallachia are 13 volumes, and the thing about Wallachia is that, at least on the Western fanbase of ReZero, not a lot of people like it. Personally, I think it has some very high peaks, it has what is arguably my favorite villain in the entire series, it has some very great moments, but the writing throughout is not the best. It is weirdly paced and has some just weird moments that I don't think will connect with a lot of people. You can see that is something that wasn't in the original plan but was added in as a sort of side quest, and I feel that we may lose a lot of fans, and if we don't get that sort of resurgence in popularity from season 4, I feel like Wallachia may kill off the series in terms of its anime adaptation, because number one, it's very, very long, number two, it's difficult to adapt, it has many moments that require an actual good studio with good animation and effort put behind it, and number three, it doesn't appeal to a lot of people. So this is like a very, very big road bump that will decide likely the future of ReZero as a series in terms of anime. So I think it is very difficult for ReZero to get back to the popularity that it had all the way back in season 1, because we had very long hiatuses in between seasons, we had a very awkward release schedule for season 2, but I think that season 4 may do it, and we saw this with other series. For example, Attack on Titan had a very long hiatus, nobody really seemed to care about it, its popularity was dipping, and then we had a certain moment in the story, or a series of moments in the story that, boom, really got people back into it, and especially it attracted a lot of new fans, it injected new life into its fandom, which is, in my opinion, what ReZero needs to really get it back into being more popular and for an anime continuation to be secured. I am hoping that Crunchyroll and other big accounts do their best to promote ReZero as season 4 is coming out. Maybe we're still a bit far away from season 4 and there's a lot of other stuff to promote, namely JJK, Fate, Strange Fake, a lot of good anime are coming out right now. I'm not holding my breath, certainly, because I think even season 3 was very poorly handled by Crunchyroll. I remember the Garfield episode in particular where he fought Kurgan. That one episode, they posted a clip to their YouTube channel, but they didn't actually post the episode to their streaming service. So I was mega hyped. I was watching the clips. I was like, I want to watch this episode now. Why is it not on the streaming service that I'm paying for? And so I ended up watching the episode through other means. I waited, of course, I waited. But I really hope that we as a community and that these big accounts get their stuff together, because I know season 4 is coming out. You know season 4 is coming out. If you clicked on this video, there's already a huge pre-selection bias for the most dedicated fans of ReZero, but it's not about us. It's about getting casual fans, new fans to ReZero so that the anime can grow, its popularity can grow, and that we hopefully can get more anime adaptations, we can get the if stories that everybody creams themselves about, and we can get the X movies. That would be so cool, and just a lot of good stuff could come if we could actually get some popularity and some energy and some momentum behind this series. So what do you think of this conspiracy? Is Crunchyroll evil or are they just dumb? Let me know in the comment section below what you all think about this. As usual, thank you so much for all who watch and subscribe, and a big shout out to my members, especially my knights. Asimx, DSPGFJ, Ciastrea, No Sixpack, and OZWS. Thank you so much for supporting, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao!